Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Thank you guys so much for joining me. For those of you who don't know, my name is Samson, and in today's video, well, we got us a 2007 Chevrolet Corvette ZO6 on the channel. Most of you may not know there are normally 4 different levels of performance you can get out of the Corvette. You have the Stingray, which normally comes with the base model engine. Then you also have the Grand Sport, which normally gets the ZO6 body kit with the base model engine. You have this car right here, this beautiful Z06, and then the ZR1s, which is the top of the line from Chevrolet and GM. However, we're going to go over the specs on this one, let you guys into some styling cues, some things that I like about it, some things you may definitely like about it. See if this is something that you would enjoy, something that you would buy. But just like that, guys, let's get into it. Coming down to this front bumper area, and guys, I do apologize. It is almost summer. We do have a lot of pollen, so this car is a little bit dirty. However, it still performs all the same. You do get a revised bumper than you would get on a base model Corvette. This one right here, you can see that you do get this lower splitter on the bottom, adding to the aesthetic, as well as the functionality of the car, giving it just a little bit more downforce. You do get this massive, almost mouth-like grill in the front of the car that allows you to be able to cool off those radiators. You'd also get, which I really love about the Z06, you get this functional intake scoop right here in the front of the bumper. Some cars, they have a fake scoop, like on some of the Camaro SS's. However, you do get a functional scoop right here front and center for the Z06. Very sinister look. It almost mimics the Dodge Viper of this era. The Dodge Viper also had this front section of an intake. However, it was on the hood instead of the bumper. Absolutely love the style of this. For the Z06, as well as this model year, you do get these clear headlights. So many of you guys may know the way that Corvette used to do their headlights. They used to have pop-up headlights. They transitioned over into this clear lens. Normally the inside of it was body colored. This one right here definitely has some condensation in it. Not too happy about that. However, the headlights on this one, you can see you do have a halo ring around the actual projector lens. That's probably why this one does have condensation on the inside. Coming from the factory, they did not have a halo light around the projector, and so whoever took this one apart didn't necessarily seal it up all the way. However, really love the style of these headlights. Coming up to the hood, this one does have an aftermarket hood, and as you guys heard in the beginning of the video, this car is modified. The engine did get sent off to Texas Speed to get a little bit of modification done to it. It sounds absolutely mean. You can see 427 cubic inches of displacement. Big old 7-liter in this thing. Like I said, you can only find a bigger engine on the Dodge Vipers. However, this right here will give you all the performance that you need. And while guys are bragging about being in their 392 Scat Pack, you can sit right there and you can say that you have way more displacement and therefore way more power than those guys. Absolutely love the aftermarket design of this hood. Now, Corvettes didn't come with this type of hood. They came with a regular hood that was very low slung, very sleek, very flat. However, I do love the hood bulge on this thing. You can see you also have a functional heat extractor right here. This is one of the very few Corvettes that you will see with this type of design to it for the hood. Coming down to the side, you do get a wider setup entirely than the base model Corvette. Completely different set of front fenders as well as rear fenders. Very wide setup. You can see you do get your side markers on the side of the car. Now you can get these blacked out with an LED strip. Looks absolutely amazing. You can see as far as rims go, although these are not the stock rims, they are the same size. You get a 19-inch rim, 285 on the width of the tire. You can see you do get these drilled and ventilated rotors right there front and center. Absolutely massive rotors. You also get 6 piston calipers right here with the Corvette script written on them. Now, this car, like I said, is a little bit dirty. It may be hard to see because this particular car is a little bit dirty. However, this beautiful red that the calipers are painted in looks absolutely beautiful with this particular combination of red exterior paint color. Very, very nice look on the rims. You do get the Michelin Pilot Sport all season tires with this particular car. May not grip as well as some Pilot Sport Cup 2 tires. However, you do still get the functionality of being able to use this car throughout the year. Coming around to the side, you can see you do get your ZO6 badge, 505 horsepower. This badge may be a little bit off for this car, considering that the motor is built. It does have a little bit more power than 505. However, it is still nice to see this badge that you can only get with the ZO6 models. And of course, for your other models, like the ZR1, you do get a ZR1 badge. I believe the Grand Sport only gives you 2 stripes down the fender. That's how you're able to tell it's a Grand Sport. Absolutely love the way that this vent sits inside the car. The body panels recessed just a little bit, allowing you to have a bit of a sleek design element on the side of the car, giving it just a little bit more of a sporty look. Coming down to the side, you can see you do get this very wide side skirt along the edge of the car. Helps add to the downforce and aesthetics of this car, as well as it makes it a little bit difficult getting into the car. Definitely have to make sure that you don't scrape your feet on it or step on it at all when you're getting in. You would hate to have to rip this off and then have to replace it. Coming up to the top, you do get this side vent for the rear brakes to cool those brakes, and this is distinct to the Z06 and ZR1 models. You do not get this vent on the base model. So anytime you see the side vent, you can be sure that you're looking at something special. Love the design of it. Does absolutely add to the sportiness feel of this car. Coming up from the vent to the door handle, absolutely love the way that Chevy integrated this door handle into the rear part of the car. Corvettes used to have a door handle that you reached up and grabbed. However, this does add for a very seamless, very, very sleek design. Doesn't mess up the aerodynamic feel of the car whatsoever. Coming down to the rear quarter end of the vehicle, the absolute girth and width of this hip section on the rear of this car is amazing. Absolutely love the design feature that Chevy went with. It really, really adds to the sportiness, as well as gives this thing a very, very wide stance. You can see the previous owner not only, you know, curved up the wheels a little bit, but the tires are slightly stretched on this one. However, you were looking at 20-inch rims on the back instead of the 19s that you get up here at the front, and 345 on the width, giving you all the more meat on the back that you may need. You can see back here, you also get a bit of an addition to help with the width of this car in the back. You get this extra almost 2-inch wide little black decorative piece to the back that helps with the width. Again, you do have these side markers. They do make these in an LED format that you can get blacked out. Absolutely love the look of those. If you haven't seen them, check them out. Coming up to the top, love how this car has almost a teardrop shape to it. Really, really adds to the design element as well as the functionality of the aerodynamics. This one right here does come with the fiberglass roof. You can get this one in either this fiberglass roof, or you can get it with a regular glass roof so that you can still have a little bit of sunlight coming in. Love the two-tone design of this roof. It is removable, so you can remove it, stick it in the rear hatch, and then you can have an open air experience just like you're riding a convertible. Love the double bubble design feature that they decided to go with. And like I spoke on earlier, the two-tone with the black on the top really does add to the aesthetics of this car. Coming around to the rear, you do get these aftermarket taillights with this particular car. Love the design of these taillights. They are completely black, so I'm not entirely sure how good somebody may be able to see you at night. However, the original taillights, they are just a solid red, same circular design to them, but they are just a solid color. You do, for the Z06 model, get this rear spoiler that goes across the rear of the bumper. This one is finished in carbon fiber with the integrated third tail light, third brake light right here front and center. Like I spoke on Really love the design of these particular aftermarket taillights. I have seen some other ones that are a bit questionable, but these are very unique. You do get the Corvette badge, the racing history right here, front and center on the rear bumper, as well as these massive black exhaust tips in the back. Now, these tips, usually you could go with either an aluminum or a chrome set. This car does have an aftermarket exhaust system. These black tips, in my personal opinion, make the car look absolutely sinister from the back. You do get a rear diffuser as well. These used to be the reverse lights, however, the owner has completely blacked these out. This rear diffuser really does add to the aesthetic feature of this car, as well as just show the absolute girth and width that this car has. You do get the Corvette script right here on the side of the bumper. Very aesthetic, very nice look to it. And overall, guys, the C6 Z06 is just a really beautiful car. How about we pop the hood and see what that 7-liter engine that's up under this hood looks like. Like I spoke of earlier, guys, you do get this LS7, which is a 7-liter V8. We were talking about 505 horsepower, about 470 pound-feet of torque in this car. You do have a weight of just a little bit over 3,100 pounds, so not by any means heavy. You can see the aftermarket cold air intake right there front and center. Now, this car does get a combined MPG of anywhere between 18 to 19 miles per gallon. You do get right around 16 in the city, 26 on the highway. And guys, let's just take one more look at this particular engine. This one is mated to a 6-speed manual transmission, and so you do get the bang gears as you are going down the highway. Absolutely love this setup and wouldn't trade it for absolutely anything. Coming into the Z06, you do have to reach around for the handle to open the door. You do get this very nice Corvette door seal badge right here. It is made of just a little sticker material, and so it is not anything super special. One thing that GM does in order to make these cars a little bit more cost effective is, at least for this model year and the previous model years, they sort of cheaped out on the interior materials just a little bit, and so you don't get the absolute best of both worlds as far as performance and nice quality on the interior. However, it is good enough for the vast majority of people. Coming to the center, you do have the very nice gauge cluster setup. You do get your Z06 script right here, just adding to the specialness of this car. You can see 200 on the dash. You do get a very small and pixelated for this model year digital display right here at the bottom that reads out things such as, you know, if you have to change your engine oil, you can read out tire pressure up there, various other methods. You also do have your oil pressure as well as your temperature gauge. You do have your fuel gauge as well as your battery voltage gauge as well. Coming to the steering wheel, very simplistic steering wheel. Wish Corvette and Chevy would have done just a little bit something more special with this steering wheel, especially with this being the Z06 model. It is leather wrapped, so it is very nice. From that standpoint, you can see you do get a few controls for your radio, your seat buttons, as well as your volume knobs. Coming to the top of the dash, you do get leather material on the dash, and so I guess that is one thing. It is not by any means the plush leather that you may find in some luxury vehicles. You do get the Corvette script right here on the passenger side dash, as well as this one does come with a double DIN radio that is touchscreen. You can understand you do get your navigation here, as well as things like your radio controls. Your climate control buttons are right here down at the bottom. The car, since it does have a small cabin, it's not dual climate control, which is a bit of a downside. However, when you're having as much fun in a car like this, you don't necessarily need it. You can see you do get your shifter right here front and center, as well as 2 cup holders. Now, the previous generation Corvette only came with 1 cup holder, so that is a positive of this car. You can close this in order to have a very seamless look to the actual center console area. You do get a little bit of storage right here in the center. You can put a few coins as well as your cigarette lighter. The car does come with heated seats for both driver and passenger, which is very, very nice. Coming to the door panels, very, very simplistic on the door panels. I do wish that they would have used just a little bit more color in this interior, allowing it to have just a little bit more of a nice feel to it. Soft touch material on the door panel. Very, very nice soft touch material on the armrest. You can see you do get a little bit of storage on the bottom, as well as a Bose sound system in this car. Now, with the new Corvettes, instead of having a traditional door handle to open the door, you do have your electronic door handle popper right here. And so you would press this, it electronically releases the latch that closes the door, and then you can open it. You do get your handbrake right here wrapped in leather, as well as in the center console, a decent amount of storage space, not by any means very deep. However, you can fit things like your registration, maybe the owner's manual, certain things like that in here, which is nice to have. Coming to the seats, you do get these special seats that are for the Z06. You do get the Z06 script stitched into the leather. Very, very nice one-piece seat. You do get perforated leather for the center of the seat. Nice bolstering on the sides. They are not carbon back seats or anything like that. That is how GM allows you to be able to obtain these type of cars. This car right here, this particular example, is right around $35,000. Now, even though it is an 07, it is still a high performance car, and the market is dictating that higher price. Coming to the floor mats, you do get Z06 specific floor mats. It is nice to see that GM decided to go the extra mile and do give you these specific floor mats to the Z06. Speaking of the floor, if the electronic popper does not work because the battery's dead for whatever reason, there is a manual handle release right here on the bottom, as well as the same thing on the driver's side. You do get area and space in the rear hatch, so you can treat this car almost like a daily driver in terms of storage. You do get the specific Z06 script right there on the floor mat, as well as the Corvette badging. So very, very, very spacious area in the back. You can use to store golf clubs. You can use to get groceries, whatever you may need. Like I spoke of earlier, the roof does remove. You do get OnStar in this particular car, as well as very, very nice sun visors to help keep the sun out of your eyes. The interior of this car, not much to it. Very, very simple. This is a driver's car. You don't have a lot of gadgets. You don't have a lot of things that can take your control and mind off of driving. It is a get in and go, have fun type of car, and I absolutely love that about it. Not a bad interior, very, very simplistic, and so you guys be the judge of the interior quality of this thing. And just like that, guys, we have wrapped up another review on the C6 Z06. Let me know what you guys think about this car. Let me know what your favorite feature of this car is. You can see it is a very sleek, almost supercar-like design to it. Love this platform. Feel like Chevy knocked it out of the park with the Z06 as well as the ZR1 models. And so please like, comment, subscribe. Let me know any other cars you guys may like to see, as well as, like I said, your favorite feature about this one. But just like that, guys, I will catch you in the next one. Peace.